What's going on, MSFers? Duelam here, and today we're going to be talking about a lot of things when it comes to Reddit. We're going to be talking about the fallout of the big when we put a cursed in the Intel store and all of the leaderboard implications that had, how many cores you needed to spend to get top 5,000, and also the last 4 nodes of the new negative zone and how it's an absolute scam. But first, I wanted to talk about this because somebody had this question. Thunderbolts outside of raids, how good are they outside of raids? Worth gear tier 19. And I wanted to show you guys my Thunderbolts because figured it would be pretty appropriate, apropos, whatever it is, right? So right now I'm at gear 19, level 105 for all of them, and I am able to sim all 3 nodes in the raids without problems. I have had Victoria hand die once or twice, but the node still completes nonetheless, and that's usually on the boss node, so I haven't had any issues with needing to revive or anything like that. As for outside of raids, they're kind of lackluster. They're okay in Room 5 and Crucible right now because of the global rules and then also because of the regular rules for Room 5. But after that, I think they're going to fall off pretty hard, and I don't think they're going to be that crazy of a team in Crucible. War, they're okay. Nothing too crazy in War either. It all depends, though, is if you're going to need them to battle in some sort of event regarding Quasar. We got to use Vigilante the whole time, but you could need Thunderbolts because they are part of one of the chapter teams. So let's go into next one, and this is going to be regarding the Pride Gem, and some people don't know where it is, so here is the Pride Gem. All you got to do is scroll past all of the events that are over now, and then you go to Hero Assemble, and you see it says bonus right here. You click go, and then you see the little 5 that has the green exclamation point, and then you look for the mission that has bonus. And on the Iceman node, it does have that Pride Gem there. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy to find, nothing too crazy at all. Next up, we've got talking about gear tier 20. Will I be sabotaging myself if I take Ghost Spider to gear tier 20? Has anyone cleared the city section with a suboptimal character like that? Currently sat at 4 city characters at gear 20. Punisher, Sable, Blade, Oath, all great choices. Good for him so far. I'd like to take Hitmonkey, but getting the skill gear for him before the end of the Xavier event is far from certain. It's not the end of the world, but it could be a difference between getting an additional red star in Xavier, especially as we don't know when we might get the chance free to play. And this is a very simple answer. Hell no. Absolutely no, 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 no. Never in a million years take up Ghost Spider for this. This is an absolute bait. It is not worth grinding out because you're going to need to get 3 stars on it. So it's absolutely not worth it at all. And even if we look in game here, there's really no other good option that could potentially take the place other than really Daredevil Modern, Hitmonkey. Yeah, you're not taking anybody else. Nobody's taking Spider-Man 2099. Nobody's taking Ms. Mulver Hardlight. Obviously a mutant there. But no, absolutely not. It's not worth the potential of a red star. 1 red star, the difference between a 2 and a 3 red star is not going to change absolutely anything in my opinion. So I don't think it is worth it at all. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay the course. Deal with it. Get the gear when you get the gear. Do not stray from that at all. Next up, we've got the Ride of the AllFather offer. And yeah, there's apparently still been offers regarding this event that is absolutely ended. I saw it on the web store. I saw the free claim. And that's what this post is talking about, the free claim. And then there was also an offer after that for $10, which I really hope someone did not buy because that's going to be really unfortunate if they did end up buying those offers because to my knowledge, that's not a thing. That's not contributing to this milestone event, the leaderboard event that's going on right now. And yeah, it's over. So please don't be spending more money on that. I hope you are not. You can see I got just outside the 10,000 range because I stopped carrying on doing negative zone over and over and over again because it was absolute crap. And then we have the fallout from the Odin leaderboard. And the issue is we did have in the Intel store, a cursed was added to the Intel store a little bit early. And what people were doing, they were coring the Intel store a bunch of times, and they were spending thousands and thousands and thousands of cores. And then Scopely decided to refund all of those cores, which essentially gave them free progress in the Odin event. And that is what this player is talking about here. Odin leaderboard and core spending. Not one to be salty generally, but finishing a couple hundred spots outside of 5,000 on the Odin leaderboard. I can't help but wonder how many people did benefit from spending cores on a cursed and then being reimbursed. Maybe if the reward drop-off wasn't so extreme, it wouldn't sting so much, but the difference between one diamond Odin and nothing is pretty mega. And I agree with this. They did come out with a post that said, hey, trust me, bro. Not many people utilize this, and it's not going to affect anything, and don't worry, we've taken care of it. But they don't tell us any tangible numbers, which I don't understand why that's like considered proprietary information. Like, I don't see how that's going to be game breaking or anything if they let the community know, hey, 2 players did this. One of them is already in the top 100 and is going to stay there because they're a massive spender. And then the other one is nowhere near. It doesn't matter. It's not changing anything. So I wish they would just come out with more candid verbiage regarding that, because it's kind of crappy. And if you were wondering how many cores it took to get a 1 diamond Odin, guess what? 87,000. Holy hell, this is ridiculous. 87,000 cores to place in top 5,000 for 1 diamond Odin. I'm completely free to play and did negative zone every day and was able to place in the top 5,000. What did it cost me? 77,000 cores, and I got 10,000 extra points by coring Hyperion to 5 stars last week. If I had known it would have been, if I had known how crazy it would have been, I would have done the same for Songbird and Victoria Hand and saved another 20,000 cores. And I miscalculated my intel, or I've gotten Hyperion to gear tier 20 for another 10,000 points. Would not recommend doing this again next time. So for those who spent money, don't feel bad. 87,000 cores is about $1,000 if you use Scopely's pricing of $100 for 8,600 cores. Time to not core anything for 6 months. So I was debating coring a little bit harder on this. If we look in game here, I have 21,000 cores left over. And reading this, glad I didn't, let me tell you. And then knowing that the Accursed team has now come out is coming out is great, because now I'm going to save cores for those. And I also wanted to talk about my strategy for spending cores for new teams coming out and how I've been able to get every single new team unlocked pretty much day 1. So for right now, Helverine is out, and I am not going to core Helverine. What I do is I core the 2nd and the 3rd character to come out on a team. So that'll be Satana and Hood. I almost called her Santa. Don't know why. Don't ask me. Satana and the Hood. I'm going to core those the second they come out. And what's been happening, and what happened with Thunderbolts, is when Thunderbolts were coming out, I didn't core Victoria Hand. I cored Songbird and I cored Hyperion. And the day Hyperion came out, Victoria Hand, there was some global milestone, I believe, that gave us all of the shards I needed to unlock Victoria Hand. And I spent 0 shards on Victoria Hand to unlock her. And I had the full team. Day 1, the full team was unlocked. And guess what? I didn't miss anything not having Victoria Hand early, because she's not plug and play. Most characters are not nowadays, and that's by design. So you need the full team to make these teams work. So guess what? I'm going to continue skipping the first character of every single team that comes out, and then I'm going to core the 2nd and then core the 3rd member of the team and have the full team day 1 or very close to day 1, because maybe I'll get lucky with an RNG orb for the first character of the team, Helverine. Or I could just core the rest of the way of Helverine if, say, I'm 40 shards short because the RNG orbs were a little favorable, but not too favorable. I can core 40 shards worth and then have the full team day 1. Or if they keep giving these little global milestone burst stuff, I can get the character day 1, no issues whatsoever. And then lastly, we're going to talk about good old negative zone. And Man, I was so excited when they said Negative Zone was coming back with 4 new nodes, because honestly, outside of having to run Negative Zone every single day, I was kind of happy with Negative Zone. I thought it was fun. I thought it was engaging. I got to play the game mode and make a pretty cool guide about it and show people that you can do it without gear 20ing all of your Vigilante. And I thought that was great. I shocked a lot of people. A lot of people were like, wow, this is impossible. And then they were like, wow, I was just playing it terribly. So they decided to come out with 4 new nodes, and I think that's awesome, right? New nodes, more gameplay, cool. 2 things. First of all, you have to play the first 4 nodes, which is the first 8 nodes again, which is utter crap. I hate playing those nodes. I've played them enough already. But then they decided to change mission 9, 10, 11, and 12 to no longer have the raid rules active. And this is a bigger deal than you think, because guess what? Electra is no longer giving you full energy on spawn. Hitmonkey is no longer giving you energy, the whole team energy on kill. He only gives energy to himself. Silver Sable Ultimate is way less impactful. The whole team is just way crappier. And honestly, I don't see why they did this. I really don't see the benefit of it, especially because they did it behind our backs without saying anything. And the only reason you can figure it out is if you're in the node and you hit pause and then it says, hey, Crucible abilities are active, which makes obviously some of the nodes a little bit harder. Not this one, but it made like the Cabal node a little bit harder, because Cabal was giving extra damage to leader. Like Iron Patriot was giving extra damage to leader and extra damage to the Green Goblin Classic when he dropped. So why can we not be given this information? It's such a simple thing, being like, hey, we're adding Crucible rules to this. Hey, this heads up for this, because a lot of people did not prepare for Mission 9 and know that they weren't going to start with full energy and didn't have the Silver Sable ult, just like this guy. And this guy got screwed over hard because you didn't have Silver Sable ult, kept dying, used Thunderbolts, then had to go through Node 10. Again, probably with no Silver Sable ult, but Node 10, not too bad. Then Node 11. Node 11's very rough. And I've noticed, I don't think there's a one-shot to Node 11 unless you have a massive Vigilante. What I did, I went in with Vigilante. I went all in on Mephisto, killed him, came back in, Vigilante cleaned it up. And then I'm on the last node right now. Unfortunately, I've done 2 attacks. I did not have Silver Sable ult turn 1 on my first attack, so it was a full sack. And then came in, attack number 2, did some good damage. I'll kill it on attack number 3, and after that, who cares? We have 20 days to beat it twice. And after that, the node rewards don't matter because they're not applying to any sort of leaderboard. So at least we're not stuck in that hell of having to do it every single day for 3 weeks. Thank God for that. But yeah, I don't understand this like stealth nerf and thinking that's okay to do that. I think it's just absolute trash and should not happen at all. But again, Scopely doesn't know their ass from their elbows, and they just prove it every single day. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Till next time, it's been Duelim. Later, MSFers.